Okay, lesson 5, I want to continue with some power chord stuff. I want to get you going with this, and I really encourage you to get comfortable with these power chords, work on sliding them around as we did in the previous exercise, and start exploring them. Put different strumming patterns on them. Try moving from 1 fret to 2 frets away, from 1 fret to 3 frets away. Try exploring and searching and finding things with these chords, because believe it or not, you will. You'll start hearing songs. You'll start playing something with some power chords, and you're chunking away with your rhythm hand, and all of a sudden you'll be, hey, that's that song I heard on the radio today. And that is an essential element of learning guitar, and it's a thing that a lot of guitar players go through, and they learn a lot from it. Self-discovery on the instrument, and with power chords, it's actually probably easier than with almost any other technique on the guitar. You'll really be able to find a lot of stuff if you do this. All right, in this lesson, I'm just going to put together just some basic strumming. I just want you to get used to this. This is sort of just some generic rock and roll kind of stuff, okay? So here we go. I'm going to start at the 3rd fret, move to the 5th fret, then over on the 5th string at the 3rd fret, and the 5th fret. Okay, that's a very basic, common rock and roll chord progression. Slowly if you need to. You do need to get to where you can jump back and forth from the 6th string power chord to the 5th string power chord. So this is a great example to get you working on that. Alright? Okay, in the next example we're going to be strumming a little bit more in each measure, and we're going to just slide up the neck from 3 to 6 to 8 to 10. So you see how important getting to know those fret numbers is. The quicker you can look at your fretboard and just know which fret you're at, the better off you'll be. Okay? And hopefully you've noticed that most guitars have dots to help you as landmarks. The dots typically are at the 3rd fret, 5th fret, 7th fret, 9th fret, and then way up at the 12th fret. Some guitars, typically acoustics, are lacking the 3rd fret dot. And in fact, I often recommend to people that they put a little mark there with just like some nail polish or whatever, just a tiny little scrap of post-it note I've seen a little student do before. Just that 3rd fret dot is pretty helpful. In fact, when I pick up a guitar that doesn't have it, it kind of messes me up a little bit. All right, most guitars have it. All right, so we're going to play 3, 6, 8, 10. Slower. Okay, you notice I'm hitting each chord 8 times. This is actually a very common rhythm pattern. I'll discuss it in future weeks, but it's called straight eighths. It's all 8th notes, 8 of them. The way we would normally count it would be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... Okay, one more little exercise I want you to try with these power chords. We're going to put kind of a fun little rhythm to it. I use a bit of a down-up strum on this one, so it's like this. Okay? This kind of thing here. You want to get used to that. That's a pretty common pattern. And it's just down, da 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 da, and you just kind of get your rhythm going. The rhythm for this one. And you might want to work on just this strumming pattern by itself, and just a lot of times there's plenty of songs that just hang on one chord. groups of 3, and they all start with the down. Down, and then down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down. Okay, so you want to get used to that. Have fun with those power chords. They're really important, and it's a great way to get started playing some really cool rock and roll stuff. All right?